So here comes Jesse's first down, the two-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Big closing weekend here at Remington Park, the end of this year's quarter horse meet. Big weekend. It all focuses around the Heritage Place Futurity on Saturday. Better than $963,000 up for grabs in that one from horseplayernow.com. Brian W. Spencer, Jerry Shottenkirk. We've got some spotlight plays for you throughout the weekend, including a deep dive into the late portion of that blockbuster Saturday card. But Jerry, welcome in. Let's get to the first of your spotlight plays on the weekend. It comes in Thursday's fourth race. Best bet of the night, $10,000 condition claimers, non-3 lifetime, going 400 yards.
We are looking at number 4, Mr. Eye-Opening Task, to get it done there. This is the kind of horse I really kind of like as far as the progression that he's had. He's been out 3 times this season. He ran kind of pretty iffy his first 2, but last time he woke up and ran a good third, beating only a half length. I have him favored in this race. There's a chance others might get a little more play than what they deserve because they're taking class drops. But this one is in such good form, and he stretches out to 400 yards. I think he's got a real good chance.
Kind of horse I love to see as well. Would always take that in-form horse over a dropper, at least on my plays any day, and Jerry's going to make his Thursday best bet to kick off closing weekend. Thursday's fourth race, number 4, Mr. Eye-Opening Task. Stick around. We got a lot more previews throughout this big closing weekend at Remington Park.
So here comes Jesse's first down, the two-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park now, Friday, race number 9. It's a first-level allowance going 350 yards from horseplayernow.com. Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk walking you through some of our spotlight plays here on this closing weekend at Remington Park. And this one, Jerry, going to bring us to your best bet on the Friday program to kick off that primetime pick 4.
This is kind of an interesting race here, the 9th race on Friday. I do have the 5 TDZ Fast Player as my best bet. Unfortunately, he doesn't always bring his best every single time, so I have decided to spread out a little bit on this race as well. But if they all run their best race, pretty sure the 5 TDZ Fast Player has a real good chance to win it. He's been out just once this year and won a trial race by nearly a length. Now, that race wasn't fast enough to qualify for the final that he was looking at. But, sometimes horses that win trial races are such easy winners that sometimes they're not pushed as hard as they could have been. So that was kind of unfortunate there for him. He does have a lot of talent. He qualified for the Texas Classic Futurity, which is $1 million race at Lone Star. Had some trouble in the final, but he won a trial for that one. So TDZ, a fast player. If he does everything right, I think he's the one to beat here.
And Jerry brings up a really good point. Big difference there between thoroughbred racing and quarter horse racing. In a trial, you can win as easy as you'd like, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't win fast enough to be able to qualify for the final. But all said there, Jerry gives the edge to the number 5 TDZ, a fast player in Friday's 9th. It's the first leg of that primetime pick 4. Jerry's got a $16 suggested play going 5-3, 1-11 with the 9-8. With the 9-6, with the 2-1, and you can get that ticket, all of Jerry's selections and suggested plays throughout the entire weekend at Remington Park at remingtonpark.com. Good luck.
So here comes Jesse's first down, the two-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park Friday, race number 11. This one an optional claiming 20 or non-winners of 4, going 350 yards from horseplayernow.com. Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk walking you through some spotlight plays on closing weekend of the quarter horse meet at Remington. And Jerry, in this optional claiming 20, going to look to the number 9, the Red Rocket, at a potentially square price.
Yeah, we are going for a good price in this one with the Red Rocket. He makes his third start of the season after taking about 6 months off. Now, the first time out here, he didn't run very well at all. But last time out, he ran within a half length of the winner, going 220. Now he gets 350 yards here. Similar company. I think he has a real good chance to run well here. So keep an eye on the 9, the Red Rocket.
And Jerry, we talked on the race 9 preview when we were looking at that primetime pick 4. We talked about your suggested ticket, and you're going too deep in here using the number 9, the Red Rocket. You're also going to use the number 6.
Number 6, Hot Length, comes in off a real nice 2.5 length score against non-winners at 3. He's in really good form. He does face a little bit better company here, but if he runs back to his last couple races, I think he should be right in the ballpark. I think he'll probably be favored in the race, and I think he's really worth taking a look at. But the 9, the Red Rocket, I give him the edge here with the 6, Hot Link.
Going to go with just those 2. You can get that suggested ticket at remingtonpark.com along with Jerry's plays for the entire weekend. We'll be back later with some more spotlight plays, 5 of them on Saturday's big Heritage Place Futurity card coming up after this.
And here comes Jesse's first down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park, Saturday race number 2. This is the Remington Park Distance Championship. They'll be going 870 yards from horseplayernow.com. Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk going through some of these spotlight plays here on closing weekend of this quarter horse meet. And Jerry, going to make your first spotlight play on Saturday, this 870-yard run with the number 5, Jessa Hillbilly Bone.
Well, this is one of my favorite races year after year, the Remington Park Distance Championship. It's a grade 2 race going 870. And this one, it's a real pretty even race. I am going back to the 5, Jessa Hillbilly Bone. I think it'll be a real nice price. Just throughout his last race, he came out of the 8 hole, which is not good for him because he usually shows some speed. He really didn't, and he was just packed wide and never really had a chance in that one. He has plenty of races on his form that would be good enough to win this one. So the 5, just a Hillbilly Bone, I think a lot of people will be jumping off of his back. We're staying on. Just a Hillbilly Bone.
Especially there, if some are going to hold that last race against him, Jerry will not, and that might give us a little bit better price than we might otherwise get on the number 5, Jessa Hillbilly Bone, Jerry's first spotlight play here on the Saturday Remington Park card. Good luck.
But here comes Jesse's first down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park, Saturday race number 7. It's the Grade 3 Heritage Place Derby. Better than $367,000 up for grabs, going 400 yards. HorsePlayerNow.com's Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk here, getting set for the final primetime pick 4 of this quarter horse meet. It starts here in race number 7 in this Heritage Place Derby. And Jerry, we're going to walk through each of these 4 races in this sequence over the course of the remainder of this weekend's show. And the Heritage Place Derby going to kick it off with the number 9, Charlie's Fury, your best bet on the Saturday card.
Boy, I tell you what, few horses have been running as well as Charlie's Fury has in his last 2 here at Remington Park. Now, he started the season in an allowance race and just ran out of ground, finishing 3rd, beating less than a length. But his last 2, which were in trial races, he won by nearly 2 lengths 2 races ago, and then he won by the full 2 lengths last time. So it's been running extremely well, I think, with a clear path. Charlie's Fury is definitely the one to beat in the Heritage Place Derby.
And there, Charlie's Fury, that's the number 9, one of 2 horses Jerry's going to use there in the Heritage Place Derby. It kicks off the final primetime pick 4 of the quarter horse meet. Here's Jerry's $16 suggested play. It'll go 9-7 with the 2-10, with 4-2, with 1-8-9-10. That'll cost you $16. You can get that ticket and all of Jerry's selections throughout the entire weekend at remingtonpark.com. Good luck.
But here comes Jesse's first down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park Saturday race number 8. It's the big one. It's the Heritage Place Futurity, $963,100 up for grabs over the span of 350 yards here in race number 8 from horseplayernow.com. I'm Brian W. Spencer, as always, joined by Jerry Shottenkirk. And Jerry, we've kind of been counting down for several weeks to this one with nearly $1 million on the line. It's part of that final primetime pick 4 of the season, and who's going to get the edge for you in the big one?
Oh, what a tremendous race this is. And the edge goes to the number 2, J number 7, who's been running just so well here in his 4 career starts. He's won 3 out of 4 of those. And in the only one that he didn't win, he didn't break that well and was coming on at the end, finishing 3rd, beaten by just a length. But his other races where he put it all together, he's just been really, really solid. So number 2, J number 7, I think is the one they have to beat in the Heritage Place Futurity.
And now if you're going to go ahead and maybe key that guy on top or try to really lean on him in that top slot, and give us maybe another horse or two that we might be able to try to get in underneath J number 7 here.
Well, the 10, Uptown Babe, has been pretty dependable. Has won 1 out of 4 races. The other ones were lost in photos. Just a hard knocking horse. Out there on the outside in this one should have a pretty clean pass. So the 10, Uptown Babe, I think has a good shot in here. And the 8, Uncle D, has been out just one time in his career, and boy, he just blasted horses by 2.5 lengths. So he clearly is a horse of a lot of ability. This is a tough spot for making your second career start, but boy, he did everything right last time. So the 8, Uncle D, is worth using in the exotic plays as well.
And we talked at the beginning of the season about horses like Uncle D who don't show up for the earlier Futurity trials. They sit aside when they know they've got a good one, and that's the perfect horse for a race like this. They've been saving him for the Heritage Place Futurity. All that said, though, Jerry on top with the number 2, J number 7 in the $963,000 Heritage Place Futurity.
But here comes Jesse's first down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Remington Park Saturday race number 9. It's the Remington Park Invitational Championship from horseplayernow.com. Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk closing out the final races of this season's quarter horse meeting with this Remington Park Invitational Championship. They'll go 440 yards, and Jerry going to look to the number 4, Jesse's first down.
Boy, it's always a good thing to see Jesse's first down come back again. What a freak of nature. He's an 8-year-old gelding, comes back every year, runs 4 or 5 times. He has over the last few years anyway, and just brings it every time. There is little doubt over the last 3 or 4 years, this has been the fastest quarter horse in the world. Last time he was in this race, last year in the Invitational, it was his second start of the year, and he had the Leo Stakes behind him, which he won easily. And coming into the Invitational, he was actually second choice here behind stablemate Hold Air Hostage, who had a string of victories and just looked like he was going to dominate the world of quarter horse racing. Well, Jesse's first down took a look at him and just toyed with him, absolutely toyed with him. And I'll tell you what, if you have a chance to go back and look at that race, you will see as good an effort maybe as you've seen in years, maybe ever, in quarter horse racing. It was just a dominant performance, never really had to do his best, and beat such a good field of horses in there. So the only thing different about this year is that this is his first start of the year. He started in December, on the 30th of December at Sunland, where he won the championship at Sunland Park, beaten some real nice horses by a length, and was a heavy favorite there. He'll be heavily favored here despite the time off, and you can bet that he's going to be the one to beat. Now, if there's a chance that coming back as an 8-year-old, maybe you never know. There's going to be a time where he's not quite as fast, and
Sure.
The biggest question is even if he's not as fast as he has been, is he still fast enough? And that is the big question. And he can afford to lose a little speed and still win. But if you're looking for a horse that's in real good form and has a chance to do some good here, look at the number 2, LD is back. He was really dominant in 100 grander here. In about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, he won by a length and a quarter over some decent horses. So B runs back to that one. I think he's got a chance to be in the mix. But the 4, Jesse's First Down, definitely the one to beat here. He's won 19-38 in his career and $1.6 million. Put a big circle around the 4, Jesse's First Down, for another Remington Park Invitational Championship victory.
Jerry and I have been doing this show every week for a couple of years, and I promise you that is the highest praise I have heard from Jerry about any horse, quarter horse, or thoroughbred. The number 4, Jesse's First Down, gets top call there from Jerry. What a neat horse. Glad to see him back here at the Remington Park Invitational Championship. We'll be back right after this with the meet closing race, race number 10.
So here comes Jesse's First Down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Last of the quarter horse meet here Saturday, race number 10 at Remington Park. It's the Heritage Place Juvenile. This one, the consolation for the Heritage Place Futurity, $100,000, going 350 yards. From horseplayernow.com, Brian W. Spencer and Jerry Shottenkirk with one final spotlight play here during the quarter horse season at Remington Park. And Jerry, you're going to go to the inside with the number 1, Cajun King.
Going to try for a bit of an upset here with the Cajun King. He's a maiden. His last 2 races were really good. He lost a photo and then lost by a half length. Now, getting inside the inside post, I think he's got a real good chance to run unabated to the finish line and have a real good chance to get it done. The horse he has to beat, of course, is the 8, EC Revenge. He'll be the favorite here. He's won all 3 of his starts. Last time out, he won a trial by a head. But if you go back 2 races, he won the Oklahoma Futurity in pretty easy fashion. So EC Revenge has done nothing wrong in his career. Definitely will be real tough in here. A couple others to consider. The 9, Coronado Bay, also is undefeated in 2 starts. And the outside horse, the 10, I'm a Fancy Knockout, is one that you need to keep an eye on. She's won her last 2 races. So really nice way to end the day and end the season with the Heritage Place Juvenile. Again, going for a little bit of a price with the 1, Cajun King.
Absolutely nothing wrong with a get-out horse at the end of the meet. Cajun King draws the rail and gets the call in the season finale there for Jerry Shottenkirk. So check out our next clip, which will be coming up with track announcer Dale Day to talk about this big weekend at Remington Park and what's going on track. And we will be back on August 23rd for the opening of the Remington Park Thoroughbred season. Hope you've enjoyed these shows throughout the quarter horse meet at Remington. Best of luck here on closing weekend. Enjoy the big Heritage Place Futurity card. Jerry Shottenkirk, Brian W. Spencer, and Dale Day thanking you for listening along to Remington Park right now.
So here comes Jesse's First Down, the 2-time world champion, not to be denied, going past the champion 3-year-old.
Remington Park, right now.
Closing out the season at Remington Park with a visit from track announcer Dale Day in advance of this big closing weekend card, including that big Saturday program with the $963,100 Heritage Place Futurity, bringing in track announcer Dale Day to talk about what's going on track in Oklahoma City if you're in the area. And Dale, let's start with the chances to win some free money Friday and Saturday. You've got your Win Place Show Me the Money contest or drawing for people to get involved in.
A great place to begin, both Friday and Saturday evening. When you come through the racing entrance lobby, pick up your entry card, fill that out properly, and select 1 horse in each of the contest races. There will be 10 races on Friday night and only 8 races in the contest on Saturday night. Both contests start with race 3 each evening. Fill that card out, turn in by race 3, select 1 horse in each contest race to run first, second, or third. As long as the horse does that, you move on, you keep going. If you can run the table on either night, you will either win by yourself or share in a $3,000 jackpot. So free game to play. It sounds easy. It's not always that easy. Anybody that knows how hard it is to run a show parlay through a program entirely knows what we're talking about. But it doesn't cost you anything. Take a shot at it. We did have a winner hit the jackpot on opening weekend here. So it is possible to be done. So please join in the fun and try to win some extra money on Friday and Saturday. And the Win Play Show Me the Money. Enter the racing lobby and pick up your entry card. Fill it out. Turn it in prior to the start of race 3 on those nights.
Yeah, nothing wrong there. $3,000 up for grabs those nights with that Win Play Show Me the Money. And on Saturday, Dale, another thing that happens every year at Remington, a charity auction betting on a cure. You get some chances for some great items, obviously, to benefit a great cause starting at 5 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, the Oklahoma Court Horse Racing Association linked up with the Reigning Cancer Foundation about 10 years ago now to put this program on. It's called Betting on a Cure. There will be T-shirts on sale that everybody can purchase, all the proceeds going to the fundraiser for that. And the auction items range from everything from wine baskets to a stallion breeding. If you are in the business that way, you want to do that, you can go for the auction in those situations. I mean, a little bit of everything on the table in the silent auction and the live auction. It all begins 5 p.m. is when the viewing starts. It's on the suites level. Of course, parking and admission are always free at Remington Park. So this is something to take advantage of. Everybody can come up. You don't have to have a ticket or be a suite holder or anything like that to go through the auction gallery, if you will, to see what's there. And you can sign in for the silent auction or bid on the live auction, which will start in conjunction with the Juno's Request Stakes, which is race 3 on Saturday night. The live auction will begin shortly after that. And the Juno's Request Stakes, if you've been coming to the final night, Champions Night here at Remington Park over the last 10 quarter horse seasons, you'll know that is the race for the older fillies and mares where all the jockeys wear pink. It's associated with the Betting on a Cure Reigning Cancer Foundation. So that is a announcer's dream to call a race with everybody wearing the exact same colors. And it's a lot of fun. That will be race number 3, the $100,000 Juno's Request Stakes. It's a grade 2 event. So these are the top fillies and mares in quarter horse racing competing in this race. And that race following that race, the auctions will begin on the suite level. So take part in that auction. It's all for a great cause. And speaking of which, Jose Vega, who's having a great season here at Remington Park, he's in the, I want to say he's in the top 5. I got to dig my stats out. I wasn't ready to talk about him, but I will. He has had a tremendous season, and his story is really amazing. Jose, up over 30 wins now. He's in the top 4 in the season standings. He was discovered to have cancer last fall while competing at Retama Park, just north of San Antonio. He was in an accident there, and when they took him to the hospital for a precautionary inspection, his blood work came back wacky, and they checked a little deeper, and they found him to have cancer. He had surgery, and he's recovering, and he's finished with treatments. But basically, here's a jockey who's battling something that is unfortunately too popular and too widespread in our world today. And he is fighting that and competing at a high level. So, and he did receive some aid from the Reigning Cancer Foundation during his fight. So it's a great story, and it's a great cause. We hope everybody here on track will go up and take part in that auction.
Yeah, and I think that not only for a great cause, but also it's nice to put some faces to that, especially if it's people that we're following, watching, ride in these races day in and day out. So that's a great chance to maybe pick up some fun items and also benefit a great charity there, Betting on a Cure, 5 p.m. on Saturday. And big closing weekend, lots going on track, lots going on the racetrack as well. So feel free to check back on all of these spotlight plays throughout the course of the weekend. And remember, we will be back for the Thoroughbred season. Remington Park right now will return on August 23rd. That'll be the opening night of the Thoroughbred season. On behalf of Jerry Shottenkirk, track announcer Dale Day, I'm Brian W. Spencer from Horse Player Now, thanking you for sticking with us all season at Remington Park and wishing you the best of luck here on closing weekend.